Very good to see you again in the UK. Welcome back.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, you know, you kicked off with his first demo that, I mean, one thing is such a hot record that everyone wants to blow on it. I mean, you've got Jay-Z's come out of retirement, fabulous, Voice the 5'9", and obviously Eve on the version that's actually out. What does it feel like when your record's that big that everybody from the hip-hop fraternity wants to jump on board and give you some holler?
That's really cool, you know. I definitely am flattered by that because it just shows that they're feeling it. So I can't help but, you know, appreciate it. Sure. Especially when it's hot. When something's whack, sometimes I've heard some weird things. Sure. You know, just traveling around, and I usually don't know who it is, but then I'm like, oh, I don't know. But everything I've heard is hot. So,
it is very hot. You know, when you hear him coming out, especially Jay-Z, boy.
Yeah.
He's really playing it. As with your debut album, Rich Harrison's heavily involved on the album, and obviously the producer behind the forthcoming Monster Hit One Thing. How important was it you to form the partnership again with Rich Harrison?
It was really important for me to do it again because we built a sound together. Sure. You know, we definitely built a very distinct sound. So that's just something that's no question. I definitely wanted him to be a big part of this album, and you know, bring that chemistry, bring that magic. Sure. You know.
Because the two of you seem to be like a marriage made in heaven. I mean, the beats he comes with and your voice.
Thank you.
They really are unbelievable.
Thank you.
When I first heard Rolling Down My Face, my jaw at the floor, it's just sheer quality vocally and production-wise, and those lyrics can only be described as total genius. When you finished the track, what on earth did it feel like recording a track that stands shoulder to shoulder with classics like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin?
Oh, well, thank you. Gee whiz. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you. You know, I always just try to do the best I can do. I always just try to make sure that I'm in my creative zone and I'm just staying true to what's inside, you know, and you don't really think about anything but just the art, because the music speaks to you and it tells you what to do.
Sure.
You know?
With Roy Ayers, Gene Khan, and Earth, Wind and Fire samples from the retro scene, all coming from the 70s and 80s soul scene. Is it something that actually inspires you personally, that scene of music?
There's something to be said about old school stuff. Sure. That's like, there's a reason why the music's called soul music. Sure. Because it has soul. Like that's the essential thing. It's not about just singing, you know, melodies and just singing notes that are empty. It's about bringing in that soul, and people still do it now, you know. But I think definitely when you recall the old school stuff, it's almost like all the old school stuff has an element of soul in it. You know, it's definitely something that inspires me.
Got to talk about the video. It's hot. There's no other word for it. It's hot, and on top of that, you know, the beat that comes out of the track anyway slaps you around the face, and it makes you want to dance around the living room when you see the video. Who done the video, and like, did it take a long time to put it together because it looks awesome?
Thank you. Actually, Chris Robinson was an amazing director, and I directed the video together. And it took a long time. It was a 22-hour video shoot, no breaks, just working continuously, and it was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Sure. You know, very different. I had a very specific way I wanted the video to look. I knew he was the great person to team up with. So I'm really happy with the way it came out. And we actually teamed up together for the second single, Touch. We directed that together as well.
So that's going to be another hot video then.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Sure.
The songwriting on your debut album was excellent, but it's got even better on the second album. Tracks like, as we've already said, Rolling Down My Face and All I Need are fine examples of this. But there's a track I want to ask you about, is the amazing Just Like Me. You co-wrote the song. Is this written from personal experience because you've just put so much passion on that track? Thank
you. It was a mix of my personal stuff and Just Like Me, just, you know, imagining that perfect experience. Yeah. You know, I think that song it embodies everything that people hope to have. Sure. You know, that like ideal relationship. Sure. You know, so it's definitely a heartfelt record. Yeah. Definitely. Which is why we really want it to be real quiet. It's very intimate. Sure. Not like there's not so much heavy instrumentation. I love a banging track, but you know it's just a lot more quiet. Yeah. And I got to play the flute on there too because I always wanted to incorporate my flute into a track, you know, use some instrumentation. So that was cool.
And that's with Dre and Fidel.
That was with Dre and Fidel.
Two top producers.
Oh, they are great. They're incredible.
And also written with Sunshine Anderson.
Yeah, actually, she did a little writing on there as well. Sure. Yeah.
So the girls are keeping it in the house. Once again, you've produced an album that you don't need to skip a track on, and it's really a rarity in today's music industry. When you sit down and put your album together, do you actually sit there with that mentality? Because there's not many people that actually come up with that sort of album anymore. You know, you normally get 3 cuts on it if you're lucky.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Thank you. You put some pressure on me now. Like, the third album. Yeah. Oh, no, it's good. But, you know, I really, when I go into the recording process, you know, especially with this album, just like the last, I don't record, like some people record lots and lots and lots of tracks. Sure. I don't really approach the albums like that. I always do a lot of planning beforehand, like what do I want, what do I want to sound like, what do I want to talk about, what's the vibe. Sure. And for this album, to me, I really wanted a lot of strength. Sure. I feel like I'm in a new place. I feel very confident, very comfortable in my own skin. I wanted like there to be a lot of assertion that, you know, not explicitly said, but implicit within the record. Sure. So I recorded probably about maybe 16 or 17 tracks. Sure. You know, maybe 18 tracks altogether. I knew what I wanted things to sound like, and they have to have certain quality. If I'm writing something and I'm not really feeling it, I scrap it. Sure. You know, and even with Can We Go, which was Carl Thomas, I actually wrote a different song to it first, and I wasn't really feeling it, and just was like, okay, that's not going to make it. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. And I had the track for so long, and finally one day it hit me. So I really try to make quality stuff. I just go with my gut, and if I'm feeling it and it's really saying something and speaking to me, then I know it goes.
Let's go back to the debut album. Do you feel like I do that it deserved to be even bigger than it was?
Well, thank you. You know, I guess every artist will always say, no matter if you sell 5 million albums, and they wish it was bigger. But I think it was good. I think it was good. It could have sold millions of records. You know, I felt like it was definitely a quality album. Sure. But I'm really happy that it didn't go too crazy. Yeah. Because I know as an artist, I hope I can always build and continue to grow. And I don't want to peak out too early. That can be very scary when you come out the box and do a whole lot. I mean, it can be scary. I was able to learn, sit back and learn a lot, kind of under the radar. So I'm actually thankful for that. Sure. You're one of the few artists that have broken the second album jinx as well, which has come around so many times. You know, so we've got to take your hat off you for doing that as well. Thank you. When you look back at that album, though, and you hear tracks like Why Don't You Fall in Love, Can't Let Go, I Just Died, and a personal favourite of mine is a track called Talking to Me. You know, when you look back at that album, was there something on that album that really meant something special to you? Because that was your first album, it was your first baby. Was there a track on there that really meant something to you? One song I really, really loved was Need You Tonight. Sure. Because it had that go-go element. Like, people were like, feeling the go-go stuff. I'm like, yeah, we did it. Well, we did it like 5 years ago. Sure. You know what I mean? Because I recorded that song 5 years ago, which is funny because the album came out in 2002, but we recorded in 2000. It was the first time I touched on that go-go thing. Another song that meant a lot to me was the outro, you know, because I really felt like, you know, you always dream about this happening and this career happening. And even now, I'm only 2 albums in, but I always have to say, you know what, it's still a blessing just to be here, to do what I love to do. So the outro is very important to me as well. Both albums have had quite varied taste in places. There's R&B, there's hip-hop, there's funky feel, there's a soulful feel. Who influenced you musically? I think 2 of my biggest influences would have to be Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson. Sure. Michael Jackson a lot just for his vocal style and just the way he really felt the record. It could be very smooth and just little intonations. I'm not really one for vocal acrobatics. I just love feeling and finesse. Sure. And Marvin Gaye also has that, as Michael Jackson does. But I find that when I'm writing a lot of my arrangements, I can tell that I feel that influence from the way like Marvin Gaye would do his arrangements, very lush, very strong, very melodic and beautiful, almost like the voices are instruments in orchestra. So that's the sound that I really like as well. The tracks Too Much for Me and Paradise were 2 huge tracks amongst the urban marketplace. Are there any other huge collaborations coming for you in the future that we don't know about as of yet? Well, you know, these were actually still very new to me. The Carl Thomas one, I actually just recorded that song maybe, I finished that one maybe 6 weeks ago. Sure. That was the last album to be made. So, you know, I definitely would want more collaborations. Sure. None necessarily in the bag just yet. Sure. But I'm sure there's some coming. We've been told we've got to stick strictly to 10 minutes, so we've got to duck out of here. Okay. We can sit here talking to you all day. We ask everyone who comes to the show to do just an a cappella, like a 30-second blast of any one of their tracks they want to pick. Oh, cool. Any chance for one from yourself? Let me see. Give me something different. I want to do something different. Let me see. Let me see what's on here. I want to do something else that no one's really heard.
Talking about?
that.
It's my favourite track.
Been so fed up with every little game, the miscommunication. I wish I had more to blame, yeah. There's a lot of breaks in there.
The breaks are good as well. Listen, as I said, yeah, we can see you talking to you all day. Thank you very much for taking time out. Big success with a single and album. And we think you're going to be a huge success.
Thank you.
That. Cheers.
Thanks, Bigger.
You just said
urbanessentials.co.uk,
yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? This is Amerie, and right now you're checking out urbanessentials.co.uk, the UK's #1 urban music website. Hey, what's up? This is Amerie, and I'm checking out urbanessentials.co.uk, the UK's #1 urban music website.